I want to apologize in advance to Charlie because I never really like going after a caller after he's gone. Charlie was obviously a very uh, enthusiastic opponent to my worldview. That's okay. But let me tell you a number that Charlie doesn't want to talk about when he brags on New Jersey. Look at what we're doing in New Jersey, he's saying, crowing. Let me give you a number that Charlie doesn't want you to hear. And the Charlies of the world don't want you to hear because the Charlies of the world want coronavirus to cause Trump to lose. The Charlies of the world want Trump to lose as a result of John Lewis's death. You heard him, right? Oh, he lost the black vote because he snubbed John Lewis. That first of all, again, he has no idea what happened behind the scenes involving the life of John Lewis. Has no idea. His family didn't want Trump to go. Trump didn't want to cause a distraction by going and have people be negative and fly off the handle if he went. Didn't want to take away from the process of honoring John Lewis. Charlie has no idea. He just relishes the fact, he lost the because Charlie knows that Trump is getting historically high approval ratings from America's black community. He knows that. But here's the number on coronavirus that Charlie doesn't want anybody to hear or remember. And these are the numbers from Worldometer, the COVID tracking project. These are the generally accepted numbers. I want to give you the amount of people who have died from coronavirus in his state of New Jersey and Florida. Since he wanted to compare New Jersey and Florida, and again, my apologies, Charlie, for not letting you refute this by having these numbers when you and I spoke. But here's the dirty little secret about New Jersey and Florida. And it's a secret because the media does not want you to hear this. First of all, the population of New Jersey is approximately 8.8 million people. The population of Florida is over 22 million people. New Jersey has had 15,787 deaths to COVID-19. Florida, 6,000. Now that's what Charlie doesn't want voters to consider in hoping that Trump loses. In other words, forget New York with its 32,000 deaths and the media lifting Cuomo up like he's, somebody who landed on the moon. Again, 8.8 million residents of New Jersey, 15,000 deaths. 22 million residents of Florida, 6,000 deaths. And they're saying that finally coronavirus is starting to decline in Florida. Like somebody on my team just said, the reason Charlie's argument is so stupid is when New Jersey was in the throes of coronavirus, Florida was relatively unscathed. It's just Florida's turn. It's Arizona's turn. It's California's turn. But spare me the braggadocious attitude about New York or New Jersey. Now, having said all of that, Charlie is right. The numbers have, thank God, dramatically decreased in New Jersey and in New York. He is right. And believe me, if Trump had the answer to this, he'd be able to be the emperor of the world. Because as Mexico is struggling and all these other countries around the world are struggling, Israel, go as far away as, heck, Australia. Go on the other side of the world. This is a worldwide pandemic. And the Charlies of the world are hoping and praying that coronavirus, that race, that the economy will finally give the Democrats the power they crave.